Shit. This is what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Let me tell you what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Yo, what up, though, people? Like to welcome you back to the Keep It Casino podcast. As always, I'm your boy Brown. To the left of me, we got
your boy John.
And to the left of John, we got
Vito.
What up, though, people? We appreciate everybody that's tuned in. If this is your first time, you on YouTube, please hit the sub button, hit the like button. If you're a regular, share it with somebody, man, and start dropping some comments if you on YouTube. The past week, we had a lot going on. I want to start it off with a local rapper from Philly. His name is Hood Tally P. He just did an interview recently with somebody. And Vito, I think me and you have been having this conversation for a while. Well, basically, he's a popular younger drill rapper from the city. And he basically said in the interview that nobody wants to hear people that rap like Beanie Sigel, even though they're greats and they're legends and all that. It's 2022. Nobody want to hear that no more. Keep It Casino. What's your thoughts on it?
I think he's wrong in two aspects. One, people in our era want to hear that shit.
Right.
Two, somebody wants to hear that shit because look at Griselda.
Right.
They came out. They're in this era, but they rap like beans.
Right.
So they got on recently, so somebody want to hear that shit.
Right. What you got, John?
I feel the same way. I'm still with the old school. I don't want to hear the drill music, and I think it's forced upon. And of course, he says that nobody wants to hear that type of rap that Beanie Sigel and them did. Well, I think those were actual songs that you can like listen like years and years past. Like right. Drill music, I think is for the now. It's not going to me. It's not going to be memorable music, to be honest. I mean, I'm not saying that it's horrible music, but I don't think it's like iconic music where it's going to like stick.
I could say some of the drill songs might stick, like the ones with some R&B like on the hook, but just the straight drill, I don't think they're gonna stick.
None of it might not stick. Because it's not timeless music.
It's definitely
there you go.
You know what I mean? With this conversation, I'm kind of torn. You know what I mean? Because in one way, I agree with him. And I look at it like this, and there's no disrespect to nobody, but just look at Philly. You go back to the 80s, you got 3 Times Dope, you got Tough Crew, you got Schoolie D, Steady B and them. Mm-hmm. Then after that, you probably had Ram Squad that was next up, right? Ram Squad didn't rap like none of them guys. Then when you had the Roots and Beanie Sigel and Cassidy and all them, when they got on, they didn't rap like nobody from the 80s. So I kind of agree with him in that way, but they still made good music. That's the thing that I will say. They made timeless music. But my young boy told me this, and I even had the conversation with John. My young boy said, bro, so many more young boys would listen to your music if you just switch it up and rap like the young boys. And when I told John, John was like, nah. But at the end of the day, like we had this conversation all the time, Vito. Take somebody like Young Chris, for instance, because he's in that same era. Mm-hmm. What you're saying about the old heads is partially true, but it's not true because the old heads want to criticize today's music, but they're not making our music where it's like more young boys would want to rap like that because the old heads don't support like Fab and all them. They still hot. They should be doing 1 million views. They shouldn't be doing the same amount of views that a local kid from Philly is doing as a drill rap. You see what I'm saying? That shows me that not a lot of the youth want to listen to that shit.
They don't, because my son and them don't listen to that shit.
Not everybody.
But listen, I'll give you an example of how you said Ram Squad and the gospel for them. But the difference is, I can still listen to that shit today.
Right. Well, here goes the second part of it. The only thing that has changed now with Philly is that we're biting everybody else. Because here's the thing. Pause.
Social media.
Here's the thing. when Major Figures and Beans and all them first came out, everybody in Philly rapped like them. Everybody in Philly rapped like Cassidy when he started coming with all the punchlines. Everybody rapped like Cheek Raw when he came with Philly, everybody started rapping like Meek and Hattie. We always been known to bite, but we were biting our own style. Now we're biting outside of the city, and I think that's what the older people are kind of upset with, like, because we ain't gonna say everybody didn't sound like Mac. We used to call niggas Beanie Babies back in the day.
Think about it, social media, because it makes the world smaller. Because it's certain shit that's said, like certain shit that's said in Chicago that we wouldn't have known about without social media.
Right.
Certain shit said in Philly that only motherfuckers from Philly say and do. But now other motherfuckers are saying doing it because they see that shit every day on social media.
Right. But what I was saying about I'm saying Young Chris is hot. If Young Chris drops something every time he get 1 million views and all, it's competing with them young boys where more young boys say, oh, I can still rap. Like, you see what I'm saying? What they're looking at right now is them guys that rap like that, they're not getting more views than us drill rappers, first of all. You know what I mean? So to them, they look at it like that's a dead style.
You know what else is making a difference? But before I say that, I think Chris should be doing way more music. Because he kind of remind me of like a Fab and a Mace mix. Right. But I think the era got something to do with it too, because you know, us, we're used to CDs, tapes, and buying the shit at the store. So we're not really programmed to go on the internet. Well, we are now more so, but the kids, that's all they know. So that's why them views is going crazy. Like my son he'll turn that shit on and don't even watch the shit.
Yeah. I mean, I know that's the case, but like, even when one time we was in a strip club, we was at Onyx, and at the time 6ix9ine, he wasn't a rat yet, but he was popular. Listen, we in a club with my young boy. My young boy sitting there going crazy to his music, and I asked him, I'm like, how the fuck you dancing to this? I can't even understand what he's saying. He said it's not about understanding what he's saying. It's just putting you in a zone. And I was like, wow. So they don't. All the rappers, our rappers from our era, they was saying shit. They had punchlines. They had bar. Them kids don't want to hear that shit today.
Like Uzi don't say much.
Yeah, they don't want to hear that shit.
But Uzi, he makes some good music though.
Yeah.
I fuck with some of that shit.
So like I said, I'm kind of torn. I see how y'all feel, but I'm torn because he's right in a way.
But like you saying, I think rappers, as they age, they slow up, and I think that there should not be an age limit at all on hip hop. Yep. Yo, it should not be. I mean, even though I'm not the craziest about with that like Jay-Z verse, but I'm glad he's still rapping. Every time he drops, I'm glad he's still rapping. All these other guys are older. Fab. Yes, keep rapping. Like,
let me ask you
no
this
age
though,
limit.
Vito, because your son don't listen. He listen to old school stuff, right?
Hey, he got to
because of you.
Me,
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Everybody ain't got that.
Yeah.
But you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My thing was a couple of weeks ago, Beanie Siegel's son did an interview and he basically said the same shit. He basically said the same shit, and he didn't receive criticism for it. I don't know what the difference was. But I know he did say it a couple weeks ago, like, niggas ain't gonna rap. I'm not gonna rap like my dad.
But one thing I can say, I was listening. He was in the car with me one day, and Griselda was on, and he said, "Yo, they spit."
They different.
So he definitely recognized the difference.
Yeah. So about us talking about rap, John, let's talk about your boy, the Baby. He just dropped Baby on Baby 2. The numbers first week sales did not do good. Now he's screaming that he's been blackballed. Keep it a C-note. What's your thoughts on it?
What's he blackballed for though?
Because
all
his incidents, all that shit. Finally, it did catch up. And to me, I think some of his fans before were some female, and now they ain't on that the Baby train. So he's gonna lose some fans out. It could be partially due to promotion by the record label. I don't know, but I mean, I could see it. Like I'm forced to listen to the radio sometimes, and I don't be hearing his shit. So if radios ain't pushing it, I ain't hear. I don't know any of his new tracks coming off this new album.
Yeah, well, you know I don't really deal with it.
So I mean, so there you go. So
they said the radio make superstars.
Yep.
Yeah.
But listen, what I can say is I never thought he was really that hot. I felt like he was overhyped.
Right.
But if he was smart, the baby being as though he a pretty boy, he should take the LL route and cater to the women. He'll go crazy. He keep talking this killer shit. Like
I don't know. My thing is
go to where the money at.
With the baby is, first of all, the last album didn't flop when they said he was going to be blackballed. And instead of him humbling himself, he kind of gloated about it. I'm not sure. I think it was like 2 years since the last album came out. And that time, you supposed to think of a way where you can make money off your music without having to depend on these streaming services. Because you should know what you headed for. Because he's talked about the LGBTQ. He's talked about Meg Thee Stallion. Like, he's doing a lot. So, somewhere down the line.
Do you think he broke the bro code by doing that shit? By saying that he said he slept with Megan when that shit could have just been
he shouldn't have said nothing. But at the end of the day, Kayne had a song where he was naming all the video bitches he fucked. And all that. So,
yeah, but I mean, what was the reason for the baby just coming out saying that, though?
Because he knew his Jones was going to flop. He tried to get some traction.
I ain't mad. That ain't work. That ain't work.
That's what I'm saying.
That shit might have
backfired.
So
make music for the women, man.
Yeah.
Hey, well, listen.
A lot of his features was on chick songs.
Yeah, but I mean,
I'm talking about like his flow. You gotta smooth it out a little bit instead of trying to be the thug. Be like how May said, "I was murder P Diddy, made me pretty." Change it up.
Shit, you better audition for Power or one of them shows. Right. You hanging out with 50 long enough, the baby. What's your thoughts on it, people? Is the baby blackballed? Keep it a C note. Let us know. November 19th, we were supposed to get Spence and Crawford. It's another wrinkle in it. Now they're saying if the fight does happen, it's December or January. Keep it a C note. What's your thoughts on it, man?
I think somebody's being too greedy. Because if they still negotiating, and to me, it's all about money. And if they can't come to an agreement, I mean...
There's no way. It should be 50-50 regardless.
I know it.
Well, whatchamacallit, Bud did let them... He took the lower stake of the money. But they don't want to give Bud no guaranteed money. They don't want him to have no say-so and what's going on. That's kind of
he might be a bigger draw as far as box office. He probably just ain't as big as far as the belt should make up. I think Bud is a bigger, in my opinion. I might be wrong.
Right.
But I think more people actually watch his fights. Because Spence I like Spence, but Spence, I think he'll actually win, but he kind of boring sometimes.
He'll be
I think more so Spence because he's the young boy, up and coming boy. He might be. No, I'm just saying. I think he might be the bigger draw right now, just because he's the young boy up and.
But I just know his last couple fights was kind of boring.
Yeah. What you got, John?
No, I think he's stalling. Stalling.
Which one, Spence?
Yeah, I think he either stalling, whatever, for training purposes, but I really think it's because of money.
And he probably, I've noticed as he's got more into his career, he's got a little bit bougier, so he probably want more money.
Yeah. I just say like this. This fight is giving me Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather vibes. Like, this joint ain't never going to happen until one of them is done and nobody wants. I'm to the point where I'm starting not wanting to see this fight no more because it's always a hold-up. It's always something. That's the only thing I hate about boxing. That's why I can't get all the way into boxing because of the promoters.
Boxing be having mandatory, what are they called, man?
Fights, matches.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a mandatory
but you got
fight,
some fighters,
and they don't never fight the nigga.
Right.
But you got some fighters out there that are fighting the top-notch bulls. Like we said, I'm glad Devin Haney out there.
That's
He undisputed. He'll fight.
Yeah, but see, that got to do with promo, too, because if I'm your promotion team and I got you veto this person and that person and we all... same weight class, I can make money off y'all fighting everybody. It's all about when you start putting them other camps into it. When it become this movie, that movie.
Yeah. That's why I got all respect for Sean Porter because he fights everybody.
Yeah. I fuck with Sean Porter.
I mean, you got some people like that that'll fight anybody. And I'm pretty sure these two niggas, if it wasn't for these promoters and everybody in the way, I'm pretty sure they would fight each other. Like with Tank and Garcia keep going back and forth.
Let me ask you a question though. Do you think Tank will ever fight a big name fighter?
Yeah, he gonna have to fight a big name fighter because eventually people gonna get tired of that movie. You can only fight so many cans before.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, he hit so hard, so he always got a fighting chance. So I don't know why he. Well, I know why he bullshit. He trying to be on the top as long as possible, get as much money as possible.
If it's him, it could be Floyd.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the route. Floyd was doing that shit too. So
yeah,
I'm saying I understand what he's doing, but at the end of the day, you're realizing that bigger draw, the bigger money fight.
Ain't no doubt. What's your thoughts on it, people? Spence, Bud Crawford, fights being delayed again.
Matter of fact, let me ask you this: who y'all got in that fight?
I got Spence. That's crazy.
I guess I'm the odd man.
You got Bud.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people got Bud, but I think Spence can actually. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Bud win, but I would put my money on Spence.
Me too, because he goes to the body. A lot of new fighters don't go to the body.
But I don't know. He could. I don't know, man. The only thing, like, usually I can tell when they run. Like Ryan Garcia, I think he running a movie. I like him too. But what I'm saying is, I don't think he can handle Tank properly.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, sometimes when boxers talk back and forth to each other, talk dirty, you can be like, this nigga running a movie. He just trying to get a fight. To me, when Bud be saying that shit, like, I'm gonna whip his ass, he's scared. I be believing. I'm like,
he believe that shit too.
Like, I don't believe it a lot of times, but for some reason, that's the only thing that's kind of holding me back.
That's the best fight out right now because it can go either way.
Yeah. Basketball season almost back. We've been seeing a lot of clips of James Harden in the gym. Shout out Cousin Reek. Cousin Reek posts everything James Harden. People are saying James Harden is back. He recently said that he lost 100 pounds and told people to tweet that.
Hold on. So if he lost 100 pounds, was he 300 pounds? Because he still got to be 180, 200 pounds.
I don't know.
I think that's BS, but
he ain't losing 100
he ain't losing no 100 pounds, but he lost a lot of weight.
He's slimmer than Jim right now.
Yeah, he's slim, and I think he's looking like in the form he was in Houston, but 100 pounds, though.
Yeah, he ain't losing 100 pounds.
I think he up there, though. He might have lost about a good 50, 60 or something like that.
Right.
But I ain't saying no 100 pounds.
Nah, I don't believe the 100 pounds neither.
Exaggerating, but I mean, he looking good. Pause.
But let me ask y'all this, though, because I be telling everybody, I don't be fooled by when I be seeing them niggas playing with...
Oh, in the league?
Yeah, not even in the league.
It's the pickup games.
When they playing pickup games in the gym, I don't believe
that light
it.
defense.
What I'm saying is, I believe Harden has lost weight, not 100 pounds. But you still got to show me you can blow by dudes that's in the NBA because last year I think that was his biggest. Like, I see he hitting the three again, but again, it's with niggas that's half running out.
He wasn't getting them calls.
So let me ask y'all this. Is Harden still a top 5 2 guard in the league?
Not to me.
I think he's in the top 10.
Top 10
he's right above in that shaded area above 5.
Right. Yeah, I would say he's definitely not top 5 anymore. But who you got as your top 5 shooting guards? Coming in, Vito, we're just doing coming into this season.
I know we doing.
I don't want you to say, I know this nigga been hurt the last 5 seasons, but when he's healthy.
I'm talking about the last time I seen them play, they got busy.
Okay. So the last time we seen most of these guys play is probably last year, right? This is going to be on your list, right?
Except for one.
Oh,
he missed a lot of the season last year.
Okay.
But that still don't take him out the top 5.
Who you want to go? You
want to go, John? You look like...
Right,
yeah,
right.
you itching.
Yeah.
For number 5, I got Zach Levine.
Okay.
Number 4, I got Bill. Mm-hmm. Number 3, I got Jaylen Brown.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Number 2, I got Donovan Mitchell. Mm-hmm. And number 1, I got Book.
Oh, well, your list is similar to mine. I just got Bill at 5 and Zach at 4.
Okay. You got the 4 and 5.
Well, my joint is a little bit different. I got Donovan at 5. No, not Donovan. Yeah, Donovan Mitchell at 5.
Oh.
I got Bill at 4.
Okay.
I got Jaylen Brown at 3. I got Booker at 2, and I got Paul George at 1.
But see, and I thought about that, and
Paul George is my number 1.
But Paul George missed a lot of games too.
Yeah, but he do miss a lot of games. But I'm saying, like, when you go through your list, right? Out of all, even the 2 guards y'all name, when y'all go through your list, Paul George and who else is the only ones that play defense on it? That play both sides of the ball.
If Paul George was applicable, I seen that they listed him as shooting guard, but I thought he was a small forward.
No,
Jaylen Brown
a little bit, but like I said, Paul George missed a lot of motherfucking games too.
Yeah, he does miss a lot. He definitely does miss a lot.
I know,
But he wasn't hurt last year in the playoffs.
You're big on the playoffs last year. Remember that playoff piece shit? How they grinded that stuff because he was disappearing in the playoffs.
Yeah, but like I told you before, Vito, the thing with that is playoff Paul George. I've already seen him when he was the man and just a bunch of role players. How he turned up in the playoffs with Indiana. Yeah, so that's why I don't like the teaming up thing because dudes be too passive. You know what I mean? And I think that's what the thing is with Paul George. Paul George launch all game and step for when it counts. Or stuff like that. Like, he'll disappear, and that's when he playing with somebody. That's what I think. So, that's why I got them guys where I got them at. But Paul George and maybe Jaylen Brown, to me, is the only 2 guards, like the top 2 guards that play both sides.
And Clay, but Clay didn't look like Clay last year.
Yeah,
that's why
Clay, yup. And see, Clay is definitely one of the top boys, but to me, Clay, with another thing that hold Clay back is he can't dribble.
But
he can't dribble.
That's true. But he shows you he don't need to dribble.
He don't need to dribble. Yeah. I'm not. But I'm saying I think that's why a lot of people don't put Klay Thompson higher because he don't dribble the ball. You know what I mean? He more like a Reggie, Rip Hamilton because Reggie ain't dribble the ball. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? What's your thoughts, people, coming into the NBA season? Who's the top 5 shooting guards in the league? Keep it a C note with us. People was bidding off of us last week about the Steph Curry, Dame Lillard, and all of that stuff that we had going on. Is Dame better than Luka? Vito with you just had Dame better. Going into this season right now, who's the top 5 point guards? And I know I'm going to rub y'all the wrong way with my list. I already know. So I don't know if y'all want me to go first.
No, you can go last since you're going to rub us the wrong way.
Okay.
I'll set it off. At 5, I got Ja.
Okay.
And I only got him at 5 because he's still young. And, you know what I'm saying? You know how some niggas go up and then go down. And they can
right.
Go. I got Luka at 4.
You put him at point guard.
Luka at point guard, ain't he?
I got him more as like a small forward.
Luka really played the point
and
guard.
see, that's what I put Paul George. I got Luka as a point.
Played the small.
Jalen Brunson played the point.
But that's when he came in. Jalen Brunson wasn't always a starter. Remember, in Finney-Smith, they had Tim Hardaway at the 2, and Luka was the 1. Luka played mainly, especially down the stretch.
Yeah,
Luka is a 1.
What did Luka play last year?
Played the 1.
All right, good. So you got him where?
4.
Okay.
Kyrie at 3.
Okay.
Dame at 2, and Steph at 1.
Okay. Who you got, John?
I got number 5. I got Ja Morant.
Okay.
Number 4. I got Damian Lillard.
Okay.
Number 3. I got Kyrie. Number 2. I got Steph, and number 1. I got Luka.
Okay. So disclaimer: I did not put Luka in as a point guard, but here goes where people probably get mad at me. My number 5, I got Kyrie.
Okay.
My number 4, I got Ja Morant. My number 3, I got Trae Young. My number 2, I got Dame Lillard. And my number 1 point guard, I got Steph Curry.
Yeah, they say Luka point guard.
All right. But if you had to put Luka in that mix, like
take out Trae.
No, what would you think you would fit him?
Listen, I can't. Trae was 3rd on my list.
Okay, so who was 5? Take out Kyrie.
Kyrie.
Yeah, Kyrie get busy.
No, listen,
Kyrie just needs his own team.
Listen to what I'm saying. Trae Young already showed me that he can lead a team. I mean, what I'm saying is, Kyrie ain't showed me nothing.
That's true, but so you know what Trae Young has the luxury of? The same thing I just said Kyrie and Russell Westbrook need. They need a team around them where they can do everything and everybody else feeds off them. Look how successful Russell Westbrook was when Harden and Durant left, and he got to the 5th seed with all them fucking bum ass niggas on his team.
Right.
They need that. That's the type of team they need.
But see, this is where I think a lot of us confuse things at. Kyrie is a 2 guard in a point guard's body. He's not looking to pass the ball. What? Let's just say we already did the Memphis thing. If you swap Ja Morant for Kyrie, everybody mostly said that Memphis wouldn't have been that same team. They wouldn't have made the. All right, you can do this, John. We give John Collins.
Styles make fights.
We give John Collins and them guys. They got Collins, they got Bogdanovich, Horder, and all of them. If you switch Trae Young out with Kyrie, that team would not be a playoff team neither.
They probably wouldn't, but Collins was good before what's his name got there.
But
it does make a difference. And one thing I can say, what people make the mistake of, is the point guard position. Just because you're a point guard don't mean you got to be pass first. There are point guards who are scorers first.
Yes, Ja Morant is a scorer first point guard. But what I'm saying is, Ja Morant knows how to get his in the flow of the offense without taking away from Bane, without taking away from Jackson. Kyrie don't know how to do
Kyrie
that.
got tunnel vision. I agree with that.
So
like
that's
he fucked Boston up.
That's my thing. I think we give Kyrie too much credit, and I say that because of this. If you take LeBron away from Cleveland, what does Kyrie have? He has nothing.
That's true.
He has nothing at all.
But he has a lot less talent than fucking Trae Young got in Atlanta also.
Kyrie just played with 2 years with Kevin Durant and James Harden.
They ain't really play, though, together for a whole season.
I just can't. I can't say it. To me, I don't know what it is with Kyrie.
Trae not better than Kyrie, though.
A better overall. See, when I say better, I mean a better overall player.
But see, if you're gonna use that criticism, you got to use it all the way through. Because like last time, you're saying Luka does more, but if you're saying you're putting Luka over this person because he does more, then that means the person in front of him can't do less than Luka either. So that means Luka would have to be over anybody.
But what I'm saying is that's just one part of the equation doing more. What I'm saying is Trae Young does more than Kyrie. He averages more assists. What I'm saying is...
But listen, all right, before you say that, Westbrook does more than damn near all of them do.
Yes,
but he's not even on your list.
He's not on my list coming in because the Lakers mess him up.
But his numbers are still better than most of them guys.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah, his numbers dipped, though.
But they still was better than me.
What you about to say, no, because I have a question for y'all, though. Who, right now, if y'all had to call it, will have a better season this year? Russell, Westbrook, or John Wall?
Westbrook.
You think Westbrook?
Yeah.
I'm thinking John Wall.
If Wall can stay healthy, Wall. Because Wall is in a
Wall,
better place where he can just play. Russ got too much going on. He don't like dudes on his team.
Russ averaged 18, 7, and 7.
I understand
that's not his numbers.
But when John Wall is
18, 7, 7, that's better than most of the point guards
that's
on the list we named, though.
That's not better than Trae Young or none of my guys.
Trae Young averaged 18, 7, and 7 last year.
Trae Young averaged more than...
Probably more points.
And assists.
But 18, 7, and 7.
No. Yeah, I'm saying he got that other 7 is a big factor. But what I'm saying is,
just let me say this. Not to mention he played on a team with LeBron, so that's taken away from him. He still averaged 18, 7, 7, and Anthony Davis sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, if you making an argument, the argument got to be Kyrie and Russ, because I don't see I ask you, John, because. What is the infatuation that people have with Kyrie where they just put him up there year after year after year?
Because they're not looking at the overall aspect of what Kyrie and that sometimes he can mess up a team.
No, but I'm saying, what are they looking at
because he gets bucket? Because
what do you look at it when you put him up? Just because he get buckets?
He played basketball and he know how to score. And a lot of people, with this game not really always being about defense, this ball just know how to get buckets. But as far as being team-oriented, looking at the whole aspect, I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I think on the offensive end, but a lot of them guys can get buckets, though.
But let me ask you this, John. Even you say this Kyrie, the same Kyrie we got, he get buckets. But what I'm saying is when you look at his career, and how many losing seasons he had and how many seasons he messed teams up compared to them couple years he played with Cleveland. Because y'all said he was Hall of Fame on a previous episode. So what I'm saying is, if it was a regular dude, if it was anybody else in that role, they won a couple chips or played in a couple chips with LeBron. You know what I mean? They put up a couple. They wouldn't be up there like everybody put Kyrie up there.
I will admit and say that he has not helped anybody develop on his team. He is not one of those teammates. And he does have tunnel vision. I mean, I don't think he's the greatest playmaker, but I think he gets buckets.
Look, that's
what he does.
Trey averaged 28 points. Westbrook averaged 19.
Right.
Trey take 5 more shots a game than Westbrook. So that's the 10 points right there. And Trey averaged 3 rebounds. Russell averaged 7.
How many assists?
9 assists and 7 assists.
So Trey averaged more assists, right?
Yeah.
What about 3-point percentage? What about stuff like that matter?
I already know that.
Oh, yeah, but I'm saying, like...
Russ don't shoot treys.
All right, so... what's your thoughts on it, people? Coming into the NBA season, what's the top 5 point guards in the league? Keep it a C-note with us. Vito, I want to ask you a question. We're going to a gym, right? We're playing pickup games of basketball. $1,000 a head. But you can't bring your own team. You got to do it old school way. Go captain, shoot for captains, and then you pick your team, right? Now, it's only 10 guys in the gym, right? By default, if your player gets hurt, you got to take whoever's left in the gym. Mm-hmm. And the guy that's left in the gym is the guy that never gets picked. Nobody wants to pick him, right? The most talented player, most of the time, he gets hurt, and you end up with that 11th guy. Because you always say if we go to the gym. So, $1,000 a head. Are you... Pause. I got to pause there. Are you picking that guy that every time he gets hurt and you know you're going to have to pick that 11th man and you're going to lose anyway? Yes, no? Keep it a C-note.
I'm picking him because let's say he's the best person in the gym. He might get you 4 or 5 straight points and then get hurt. So you're already on the board with 4 or 5 straight points. The other team might not have shit or depending. And you know, for the record, even under the whistle, you can play with 4 players, so you don't have to pick that other nigga. And
no. I'm saying this is the rules for the.
Oh, you got to pick.
Yeah. This is
just
rules.
because he don't get. Is he not getting picked because he ain't shit?
Because he ain't shit.
All right, you know what I'm gonna do? Come on in. Whoever get the ball, you play up top, and you foul the shit.
So you gonna keep risking it, and this, you know, this Joker don't never play. All right, let's do it like
that. So would you rather start off with the bum ass nigga?
Let me ask you this: the last 3 times you've been in the gym, you lost $1,000 because this best guy in the gym, he never finishes the game. Are you gonna pick him the 4th time?
Yeah, I gotta pick him because why not start off with the best guy that can get me a couple points, then start off with the bum ass nigga that ain't gonna get me shit.
Okay, what's your thoughts, John?
And I'm gonna wind up with the bum ass nigga anyway.
I mean, if the bull, every single time I play with the bull and he gets hurt or something before the end of the game, I can't put that money up. I would have to threaten or something before the game.
So
like,
you're
yo,
gonna
bro.
start off the game with the bum? Think about it.
Me personally, what I would do is, listen, what I would do is I got $1,000. I'm going to win $1,000. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you $200 out my $1,000 that I win, that every time I pick you, you get hurt. We're going to let you play until we switch courts. Then you always go out with an injury, and I got to get this big dumb nigga to get... That would be my... But even though I know the other team would probably grab him, but I'm scheming and scamming with the ball.
I'm what Vito said. I'm like, every time your man gets the ball, foul him, bro. Foul him. Yep. Grab him. Yo, we not playing that. We got money on the line. Every time his man gets the ball, foul him.
And I seen some of the bummest niggas have a good game.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, just like it always be the bum ball that hit game winner. He don't hit nothing else, but he hit game, right?
You can't tell these shit after that either.
Yeah. But what's your thoughts on it, people? What would you do in that situation? $1,000 a head, you gotta pick. Pause. Gosh. You gotta go captains, shoot for captains and all that. Are you gonna pick the guy in the gym that always get hurt? Because my next thing, Vito, is the next 2 guys after him, they don't get buckets like him, but they're just as good, and they don't get hurt.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm taking them then.
That's what I'm saying. Like, because you always saying I don't care about injuries if we're going to the gym. Like, if we go to the gym and you see that this is the best nigga, but he never make it through a whole pickup game, you not going to pick him with the first pick.
Think about what you just said. You said the two guys after him. So if I pick the best nigga with the first pick, the other boy gonna pick the second best nigga. That means I get the third and the first best nigga. So that first best nigga, he gonna get me a couple buckets before he go out. And then I can rely on the second best, the third best boy, and the bum to hack niggas. We gonna make it happen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We all gonna have to do some type of scheming and scamming one way or another. But I think I'm gonna go the opposite way. I'm not even gonna mess with that brother. And what I'm gonna do is tell the fourth best person, you go ahead and hack that nigga and hurt him because it's only going to take that one play to get that nigga out the way. You know what I mean? Broad Street bullies. Yeah, say it with your chest. Anybody got something for say it with your chest?
Yeah, I do. Malika Andrews, sports analyst shit.
What about her?
She pissed me off. Usually, this is gonna get to my next out, but she burnt me up with this media bullshit. Like, right when I'm glad you said this. When she talked about the coach boy Udoka or whatever, like, why would you have to bring up his charges and
that was the interim coach. When she first said that, I said the same thing. Like, what's that got to do anything? That's the boy that's taking over for him. She brought up his charge they have in college.
But why would she have to bring that up?
Because she's a fucking puppet.
Like, I don't get that.
But that shit made me mad.
No, but see, that goes with the news styles. Like, anytime you see a guy and he's up for some type of crime, they would show his mugshot before they would show his graduation picture. I just think it falls on that same type of lines of what the fuck Malika Andrews did. Like, what was the purpose of that? It served no purpose but to try to paint him in a certain light.
Right.
But,
yeah.
You got something on that?
No, I just agree with that because, like, she's been in the media a lot lately for saying certain shit about this guy, saying we're not going to blame the women. Yeah. So how does the guy get all the blame like the women didn't play a part? It's a 50-50 thing. So if he gets blamed, she gets blamed. And that shit she did with the interim head coach, if she's talking about he's taking over, what the fuck does charges he got in college got to do with him taking over for the Celtics?
Exactly.
But who did one of y'all say puppet or something basically? Yeah. Like, so what do you mean by puppet, though?
She's a puppet for the fucking mainstream media being so. Because just like you said, for example, if a black person gets killed in the media by a cop, the first thing they're going to do is bring up any criminal charges he has in his past.
Right.
And that's basically, she doing the same shit.
Right.
Right.
And they
taking over.
Just to paint you in a bad light before somebody like gets an actual good judgment on you. I ain't like that.
Mad. Like, what they got to do anything?
So they using like they could have got what's her name? Rachel Nichols or somebody else to be the bad guy, but
I feel like Nichols be more so on the side of the players than Andrews do, and Nichols is a white woman.
Cause man, you know why?
Oh yeah.
Never go back. You never go back. You had something else though, John?
No, but I want people to know now, like, that shit did not bother me. It'll be up on the screen. That Candace Owens, I do agree with some of her views. Her and Kanye stepped out in some White Lives Matter apparel and whatnot. I mean, like, I don't see what the big deal is. You want to
white? We was gonna bring that up.
No, but I'm just saying, if a person wants to wear Red Lives Matter, Purple Lives, I like that stuff. Don't bother me. To me, Black Lives Matter. That shit was bought out like.
Well, all lives matter, right?
Candace,
but
Candace Owens is she's like a female version of what's the boy Charles something? What's the boy from Texas? The way talking all that shit.
Who, Charles?
Oh, Charleston White.
Yeah, it's like similar.
Yeah, with social media, it's like they letting anybody run a movie right now.
Everybody got their own identity, creating their own identity.
All right, so we covered P&B Rock. Since our last time covering it, it's been a lot of stuff. Mom, dad, teen, all arrested for his joint. You know what I mean? How y'all feel about that? Is that crazy though?
It's not crazy. It's stupid. How you going to lick with your son?
Yeah.
And your girl is a getaway driver. Yeah. And then first and foremost, from the story that the pop saying, it sounded like both sides panicked because he said a shot went off accidentally, and P&B grabbed for the gun. That's when he shot him. But at the end of the day, if you're going there strictly to ride that man, if the shot go off and you fight for him, get out of there. You don't kill the man because you still not gonna get shit from him.
And what they said was that the team who murdered him was fresh out of jail. He was on probation and was wearing an ankle monitor at the time. But the crazy part is that how fast open and shut case, like they found these people. Oh, it was them. They're on it. I just thought that was a fast call.
They could do that with everybody.
They could. If they wanted to.
They had cameras and shit like that.
I know, but because it's P&B Rock, I guess he gets that extra boosted detective shit from police and shit. Like, we're going to find this out because it's P&B Rock. But, like, it's niggas every day. I mean, they shit don't get solved, but I don't know.
That is stupid.
Like you said.
You don't benefit from shooting a nigga if your intentions is to rob.
Listen, here goes my whole gripe with the thing, right? Mm-hmm. Because when you find out that they robbed the baby mom too, and they took shit off of her too.
I heard they robbed other people in the store too.
Why that's never mentioned? Like all that time they was going about, oh, she dropped the location and all these people was in the store. Why ain't nobody come out and be?
I just found out yesterday that they robbed other people.
Yeah, see that's what I'm saying though. Like, you got this girl getting dragged through the mud, like she might have dropped the location, she might be the reason for it. She got her jewelry snatched too, and seen her kid's father die, and nobody like reached out about.
And it's common sense. Like, why would she get the motherfucker who's providing for her robbed? Like, how does she benefit? You benefit more from having him around taking care of shit.
Right. Yeah, but that's the internet for you though. Mm-hmm. That's the internet. Yeah, that shit crazy. We got anything else?
Yeah. Last week we had something off camera, but I wanted to.
No, we was on camera.
Oh, we was?
Oh, we was?
Oh, yeah. Well, for that part, yeah, but.
It'll be on the screen, John, because you got a YouTube comment. It'll be on the screen.
I ain't covering that nigga part, but as far as the other shit, though, yeah, but you know what? No, let me answer that shit. No, nigga, at the end of the day, it does hold a little weight just because of the past pretense of what has come from it. So, yes, it does. Maybe it does have some control. Yes, so I will admit that shit. Bang.
Okay.
All right. But like conspiracy theories, like I started holding back because like who else is on my time? And I'm about to spit because like I did say that, you know, I think a lot of this shit in this world is a movie, like sports, politics, history, religion, TV, American history, most type of history, social media, foods, and especially NASA. But some of those. I'm not gonna lie. Sports. I mean, it is entertaining. I do know it's a movie, but it is fucking it's entertaining. So I mean, I am guilty for that though. But my conspiracy theory with NASA, they just launched some fucking dart out into outer space or whatever to try to test it. Yeah, bullshit. I don't believe. No, I don't believe that shit. I'm sorry.
Why not?
I don't believe nothing that comes out of NASA mouth. I'm so sorry. Like
So you don't believe the moon thing?
Hell no. No, we never. Humans have never gone beyond orbit of Earth. Right. Let's get that straight. Orbit. And the space and orbit are two different things.
Why don't people believe the moon landed though?
Because it landed on the moon. Why not?
Because I think that was a show of power.
You believe it's not possible, or you believe they just never did it?
It is possible, but
I believe me personally, I just believe they never did it. I believe that we're in a world where the people in power, if they can tell you anything and you're going to believe it, that's what they're going to do.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what I be thinking most of the times be happening. We never posted it, but it was something sent to us about I don't know if I sent it to you guys, with the guy had to post about the footballs and stuff being in the footballs and how they're made and all that.
Yeah, that's
like,
crazy.
So here, like, we just talked about that recently, but here's the thing. If we go 5-10 years from now, and this conspiracy comes out that sports have been rigged the whole time, I wouldn't be shocked. Because I'm just like, more so, sports is the entertainment thing for me as well, because we come up watching it. But it's like, some of that shit, like, and I said it on one of the recaps, like, it's amazing how the NFL, if you just go to week 1 of the NFL season, damn near every matchup was a player versus their old team. Yeah. Russell Wilson got traded after the schedule was made, and he somehow ends up on the team that plays Seattle week 1, and they get like some of that shit is just too much to be like, nah, that just couldn't have just happened like that. You know what I mean? So I think they are selling that shit, but I think as we become accustomed, that's just like I always tell people. If you were ever a fan of wrestling, when people first told you wrestling was fake, it took you a while. No, even if you didn't go crazy, it took you a while to wean away from it. You know what I mean? So even with sports, if it's not real, it's gonna take people a while to wean away for it. Go and finish what you were saying though, John.
No, it's just that I don't know. I just be on some other stuff. Like recently, I was looking at stuff that hitting stuff in the Vatican, and then Putin putting out about this lost civilization about the Tartarians.
Right.
So, and another thing is that I didn't know that the Grand Canyon had 6 no-fly zones.
Okay.
And what they're holding down there, we don't know. And like I'm always looking up Area 51, and I'm surprised like nowhere in America we haven't stormed that place yet to find out what the fuck is inside of there. The same thing with the Vatican. Like I just feel as though if you believe in that religion, they're holding out with certain stuff. Why would you halfway believe in the religion?
Well, we did just talk Kyrie. And John, me and you had the conversation sometimes.
And some of the Kyrie, not that I believe.
No, well, let's talk about the world.
And then with some of the things that Kyrie says is interesting. I'm not saying I believe it's interesting because like I look at stuff like they were talking about these lands that could possibly be beyond Antarctica.
Right.
Like they got other continents and countries or whatever, but who knows? But we're taught that the world is round. None of us have ever been up in space, and there's only certain people that can actually go, like 6 nations that can actually go over there. And I think only 3 or only a couple are allowed on there. The other nations have to get like approval, whatever. But like, there's something down there, and for the fact that I just think that I don't know, they hiding something. So that's basically where my interest is at right now. I just been diving in that shit, and then plus, AI is getting on another brink. So, like in another 10 years, that Terminator shit definitely gonna be coming true.
Yeah, I don't know why they keep trying to make robots and computers that can think for themselves. As much as you see going on, and the majority of these movies aren't made just out of thought. That shit is made because of something that happened.
Right.
Like these weapons and all that type of shit. Like you see these robots, like iRobot, how they took over. Oh man, you can't beat no robot.
Did you know that the Terminator was also written? The writer also did The Matrix, right? The Terminator was actually supposed to be the prequel to that, and Sarah Connor was supposed to be Neo's mom. And you heard that and shit. And she talked about Jesus Christ. So the shit gets deep and crazy with that.
But listen, let me ask y'all a question, right? Because I was just talking to somebody that kind of called a couple of our episodes late. We was talking about The Wire, the drug-free zone. We also talked about hell in Kensington right now. And somebody told me, like, y'all don't even dig it. Kensington is the no drug zone.
It is.
It is. It's basically The Wire. That is.
When last time when you been down Kensington?
I've recently. They're right there.
Maybe like
they're
right
on
there.
the blocks,
I know.
and they still grind in front of the
I know,
cops.
because when the person told me this, I said,
You thought about
damn, I said,
an
yo,
open
they
drum
got
market.
20 bike cops sitting right there, and they're letting everything go on.
That's why I think it's a movie when they show a bus around that area. I was like, what the fuck? Like, come on, y'all watch them do these drugs.
Kensington, right there, right when you come under Lehigh, the underpass.
Right.
They sit right in front of the Chinese store and they grind, and the cops sit right across the street where the bus depot at. As long as they don't cross over, they don't fuck with them.
I'm not going to say I'm a conspiracy theorist, but Vito says I am. So what's it called? Predictive programming? I swear, if y'all go back and watch the first couple seasons of the Chappelle Show, a lot of this stuff that's going on right now, he made skits about, and I find that weird.
Yo, it's the truth. But let me ask you a question. You don't think that this fentanyl was put in place to try to hurry up and faster eradicate them down there?
Yes.
Okay.
Not just down there, everywhere.
Everywhere. But
everywhere. Population control, man. They tried this shit with AIDS, but it backfired because it hit a lot of every other race.
Fentanyl been around for years. So, they just trying to find new ways to... But the crazy thing about it is, you got people out here that's chasing the fentanyl high. That's chasing the fentanyl high. And it's like, it's bad. So,
Listen, I forgot what rapper it was that he said, matter of fact, it might have been Kodak. He said he knew the fucking perk was fake and still knocked it down.
Yeah, that's vicious, but I don't know what the high does to you.
Yeah, because I don't fuck with it too.
I don't know what the high does to you, but I've seen young boys say they want that thing with the Fetty in it. And I'm like,
the Fetty Wap.
This shit done got out of hand on this joint, man. Like, you know what I mean? So, it's really bad, but when I sat back and thought about it, I'm like, damn, that's interesting. Kensington definitely because you have once every year or maybe 2 years where you hear about a big bust down Kensington. And for the most part, them dudes, and my guy, he just went to jail from down there. But I used to go down there and see my guy all the time. And I'm like, yo, how y'all doing? Like, they right here. The cops is right across the street, and they all on bikes. It's like 15 of them. And I'm like, yo, how y'all just moving so loosely? They like, man, they just collecting a check.
Yep.
So when I was told that we running late, Kensington is the drug-free zone, I said, wow, that might be. What's your thoughts on it, though, people? Is Kensington already a drug-free zone without them saying it? Keep it a C-note.
Listen. Oh, before you go any further, go on YouTube. They got a fucking video of saying the open market drug zone, and it's Kensington.
Right. And you see Krasner don't want to resign. They trying to make him resign. He don't want to resign. Thoughts on it? Should he resign?
Give him the boot, man. He in the fucking way.
Who with all this violence in the city, who should all of them get the blame for it or just the DA? Who should get the blame?
Get everybody out of there, man. Fuck it. Start over.
I just think they're just gonna put another sock puppet right in there to do the dirty work.
Get Tumar Alexander in there.
That new guy, John Fetterman or whatever his name is, he's the same type. He has the same ideals, same values.
But one thing I can say is that I fuck with him about is the felony murder shit. Get motherfuckers. Listen, it don't take a lifetime for you to be able to.
So what they trying to do away with that?
No, he trying to get motherfuckers out of jail. Yeah. He trying to get rid of the lifetime sentence.
Listen, that's a good way to end this show because I don't believe in life. I don't. To me, I don't. Especially when you're a juvenile.
Oh yeah.
Like it's juveniles that caught a case 15, 16, they got life. But even if so. If I did something when I was 22, 23 years old, and we all make mistakes, you can't tell me that I should still be punished for that mistake at 50. Mm-hmm. Okay, if I kill somebody, I understand that person is not coming back. But again, we all make mistakes and people grow from that. I don't believe in life.
Because some states it's still 25 to life.
Right.
In Pennsylvania,
it's
life
no
is
parole.
Life. Yeah.
Right. I don't believe in that. How you feel about the life thing, John? That's just all I want to.
I don't think there should be a life either, but at a certain point, it should be a check on that person. But at the same time, I don't believe in. I hate the way our jail system is set up. It's not built to rehabilitate anybody. So me checking on somebody like 50 years or 40 years after they did a horrific crime, it's not like I'm expected to meet a model citizen because of how our jail system is. So, but yes, I do agree that the life term should be taken away. Yeah.
And listen, there's some dudes I know go to jail and come home and do better than dudes that been out here their whole life who's law-abiding citizens. And then
those people, they change.
It don't take 100 years to rehabilitate yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you a question, right? Because I don't want to compare the two and I don't want to make it look like I'm comparing the two. But you in school and you did something wrong. You get a detention. Is that going to rehabilitate you, stop you from doing whatever you did to get the detention?
It's going to take a couple.
That's the same shit as this timeout shit. Like, what is this timeout taken away from your freedom as opposed to... No, I don't think it works.
Yeah, the reason why I say that, I don't believe in rehabilitation. I don't, and I've told y'all this, I don't care what the jail is offering to teach you this, that, and the third. Until that person wants to change and stop, they're not going to stop. You can do every program. You can have every degree in the world, but rehabilitation is only for the people that want to.
Let me add this too. Another thing that blows my mind is how can a person that get caught with drugs get a life sentence?
Right.
And they say the drug... This is another thing that kills me. The drugs is the reason behind the violence.
Right.
No, it ain't. Because if there was no drugs, before there were mainstream drugs like coke, crack, and all that, there still was violence.
Right.
So miss me with that.
I just have a problem with some of these prisons being privatized and them making so much money, and the standard of living over there is like the conditions aren't all that great. Like these motherfuckers, that's the same thing to me as slavery and these new jail systems and shit. And that's why I hate to see brothers going into that system, because it's just, to me, free labor, because you're getting paid pennies on your time. But no, these private prisons.
Yeah, because if you don't meet the quota of inmates, they get fined millions of dollars. So that's why they don't keep you in there.
Yep.
Right.
But let me ask you this though. Now I'm seeing Mike Jordan getting slapped because they're saying he invested in the private prisons.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But my thing is, how can you be mad at him? He's not putting anybody in jail.
Right.
He's just capitalizing off of this shit.
Go ahead, John. Give it to him.
No, that's cool.
No. But we want to know your thoughts.
No, I was cool. I was just saying, but Jordan, I mean, he'll bend over backwards for anybody else but his own race, though, man. The only thing I always ask from Jordan is, like, all you had to do was go in the hood just a couple times and shoot around with some kids. That's all you had to do. But no.
But does he have to do that?
No, he just not obligated. No, he doesn't have to. But when you think about it, like, what based his success? Was it? I mean, yes, it was all on him. But we supported him. We buy his sneaks. We wait outside at night. We would shoot somebody else over his sneakers.
Here's my thing. You can't punish somebody for being popular.
No, I'm not punishing, but
and what I'm saying with that is, if we all following Vito and we all get kicked out of school because we following Vito, like, we can't blame Vito because we got kicked out. Right. That's us. So if he's not doing nothing for the hood in people's eyes, then stop buying his sneakers, and people won't do that.
Yeah, you're honestly right. But you know what? But it was too late by that time. Like the media, he was already on top of the world.
That's why I respect Charles Barkley for that one thing he said one time, is like, we just play ball. We're not role models. It's not my fault that a million people want to follow me. But I'm just a regular person like everybody else. You got your own mind.
And I can understand that to a certain point, but from an NBA contract, but from a sneaker contract, and from the fact that these young kids are out here so desperately buying his sneakers, I just asked for a little humbleness.
What I'm saying
does he have to? No.
Let's just say he does more for the community. That's not going to stop the violence.
It's not. It's not.
That's why I say Jordan is the GOAT on the court, but LeBron is the GOAT
off the court. I give it to Bron.
Why is he the GOAT off the court?
I feel like he do way more, like, with the shit for the schools and the programs,
and not only for his team around him, his best friends, his homies around him.
He definitely got Tristan Thompson paid. Yeah. Because he wasn't gonna get that check. They went over the cap. What
I will say is, yes, LeBron capitalized, but he capitalized off of something that Mike is the reason
but he
why.
Does way more than Mike.
No. What I'm saying is, Mike was the first one getting 30 plus a year, a contract where somebody like LeBron is like, look, what I could do with that 30. He looked at Mike. Mike had all these endorsements like, damn, I could just get on. I could get all these same endorsements and put my people on. So what I'm saying is, as time evolves, somebody is going to get smart enough to say, all right, this what Mike did.
True, but Mike still is in the mix, so he still can do that shit. And he don't do the shit, half of the shit LeBron
Yes,
did.
because if you've been making millions of dollars for over 20 years doing one thing, right?
But that don't mean you still can't say, oh, I see these young niggas, this is the move. Let me group up with them and get the schools going and all that shit.
All right, but let me ask you a question.
In the summer camps.
Was Space Jam 2 Dick Riding? Pause.
Pause.
By Brown.
I don't think so. I think it was keeping.
You think he
going.
really?
I feel like I thought more so it was keeping something going.
Okay.
Like you keeping his mic. He really was keeping the mic movement alive because that made other niggas who never seen Space Jam 1 go back and see that shit.
My thing is, like, I was just trying to say, like, let's just say rap. If a nigga seen who was equivalent to Michael Jordan, let's say Jay-Z, back then it was unheard of to get $5 off every record. I'm just freestyling right now. Somebody today like Drake is going to be, I want $9. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is LeBron took the blueprint. He seen everything Mike did. And yeah, so I do definitely give him credit for that. He like, damn, I could put my guys through school. We could get this money here. We could get this. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. But I just think the money that Mike made, the trials and tribulations with Mike kind of set that up a little bit better for him to do that.
But listen, let me put as far as the rap. I feel like the verses is how the new Space Jam is. Verses makes motherfuckers who didn't listen to Dipset, the young niggas, go back, think of they screaming going through the roof now. That's what the new Space Jam is for the old Space Jam.
Because if you see the new thing on YouTube, I don't know if y'all seen it yet, is they're taking a bunch of old songs and just getting random people to listen it to the first time. And it's like, I just seen one, it was like on YouTube, first time hearing Biggie Smalls featuring Bone Thugs, Notorious Thug. And it's just like everybody reaction. So, you know what I mean? The way that I look at it is we're trying to find ways to bridge the gap, bring these younger people back into our joint. And I think they starting to document a lot of this.
Let me ask y'all this. Have y'all down with Coach Contra?
Yeah, I fucks with him. Because he's old school. He has an old school flow.
Coach Contra? No, you might be... Coach Contra's 4 dudes.
The group
is one. I'm talking about the one dude.
Jamal.
I just found out. Yeah, Jamal.
Yeah, Jamal with the box.
The twins are Razzcast sons.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, I just want to shout them out because them motherfuckers got an old school, new school flow, and they be killing shit.
But I will say, right, if you look at these new rappers and you look at one old school artist that can fit in today, and I compare a lot of them in that group to Busta, because at least 2 of them be sounding like they got the whole...
Jamal got the Busta.
Right. So what I'm saying is with that lane, like Busta Rhymes, the type of music and type time he on, he can adapt to any joint. So I just feel as though with them having those 1 or 2 guys that just sound like that, and they all can spit, but it's like, it kind of bridges the gap for the... Because I can see a lot of more younger guys vibing the Busta than a Nas or somebody like that, because Busta can adapt to today.
Any more up-tempo.
Right. So I think that's another thing that's like a blessing for them. Even though they got the old school flow, they got that right flow that is needed to...
Old school flow with new school vibe.
Right.
All right, and before we get off, one quick question. Is it cool or not cool what Larsa Pippen is doing by dating Michael Jordan's son?
It's cool for Michael Jordan's son.
Yeah, it's definitely cool for Mike. Listen.
Does she still fuck with Scotty?
Huh?
No.
Well, that's cool. She can do what the fuck she wants. She wrong.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's cool for Scotty. I mean, what can you say? But Listen, if Mike and Scotty was cool, you couldn't be mad at Mike because my son is slamming. Come on, man.
But I feel like that's just petty on her because she knew what the fuck she was doing. Because who the fuck seeks out Michael Jordan's son?
Don't listen.
How you think the son feel though?
Hold on.
He don't give a fuck.
The son got to see all his mom.
Hold on, though. Let's not do Mike, Jordan, and something like that. Maybe he really pulled her. Let's not just say it's
she pulled him.
But
my personal opinion,
she might have pulled him, but it might just be weird. It could be on a shrimp.
Come on, man. I feel like that was some petty shit.
It might be. It might be petty.
It could be on the strip, but I feel like 1% of that was on the strip. 99%
I think
was
his
petty shit.
his pops called him like, yeah, do that, son. Yeah.
Oh yeah, from the joke.
Yeah,
because of the book.
And Scotty be talking shit.
Scotty,
get it.
I remember
Scotty, where you at, Scotty?
I seen Scotty say Mike was the greatest. Then I seen him say LeBron was the greatest.
He's dating some new young chick. She look
young.
Mike she look real young.
I will tell you this,
real
though.
young.
With all this transpired with MJ's son, don't be surprised if Scotty got a new book coming out soon and he shitting on Jordan even more. Like, the reason why Mike ain't better than LeBron.
Yeah, right. That's
now that I thought about it, he might not be better than Kobe either. Like, that's how Scotty gonna be, man. But, you know, you can't blame Mike for that.
Nah, you can't.
You gotta blame your chick, man.
You gotta blame your chick, yep.
So, you know. Anything else?
No, I'm good.
No, I'm good.
Well, people, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. We about to wrap it up. We had some Volcan.
I had this shit, too.
Yeah, and we had, you know, all tequila. You know, shout out Mike 28th Street, because he act like he ain't light-skinned. What complexion is Mike?
He pecan tan.
He pecan tan.
What complexion? Mike is a shade darker than us.
No, Mike might be lighter than us.
He might be like, why he always say these light-skinned guys up here, we need color, but he been
getting light-skinned all his life. That's, for example, if a motherfucker got a big head, they've been receiving big head jokes all their life. They got all the big head jokes.
Yeah, pause on that, but yeah, we get what you saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, people, we appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you're on YouTube, this your first time, hit the sub button, hit the like button. If you're a regular, hit the share button. Spotify, please do the same. As always, I am your boy Brown. To the left of me, we got
your boy John.
To the left of John, we got
Vito.
Listen, shout out to Tequila. Call him an Uber. I probably need. Uber. This is 80% people. But please tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. Tell everybody. Keep it a C note. And I'm going to call myself a Uber. We out of here, people.
Go Birds.
Shit. This is what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Let me tell you what I'm feeling like. Da, da, da.